Alright, yo, what's up, guys? I'm back with what a Deku was experimented on part 8, and as you can tell by the title, this is gonna be the final part of the series. So it'll make sense by the end of it, but yeah, I guess we can get into it. Um, so where did I leave off last time? I think I left off where Deku literally killed everyone, and is at his peak of just rage or something. So yeah, let's just continue it. So Deku, who has gone in his emotions, teleported away. I'm gonna say, leaving everyone behind because he's gonna kill everyone. So Deku shows up in front of Bakugo. I'm gonna say facing away from the villains, and the air in the room is still like it's kind of like still, like oh shoot, like yo, something's about to happen and we're gonna all die. But yeah, so the room's still, and like when Deku turns his head towards the villains, and I'm gonna say Deku looks at Shigaraki with like his non-pupil eyes because I gave him that, and yeah. I'm gonna say Deku in a blur destroys the room, killing every villain but Shigaraki. And yeah, and he just unties Bakugo. So All Might and other heroes show up and see everything destroyed with like dead corpse and an unsettling like feeling of a godly presence. So like shoot man, this is oof, just the oof moment. But All Might sees Bakugo and notices that he has like oof. Yeah, he has like a frightened stare in his eye. Because like Deku's there and he's legit like he killed everyone. Actually, would Bakugo be scared? No, he'll be mixed in between. He wouldn't know what to feel, but so then All Might sees like what it was the seemingly godly presence that was Deku. So Deku stares at Shigaraki, who's like too frightened to speak or move an inch. And I'm gonna say Shigaraki just blinks his eyes once, and when they open, he sees two white eyes staring into his eyes. Yep, yeah, Deku staring into this into this poor Ningen's soul, bro. Ningen, he's a Ningen. But wait, that kind of sounded. Oof, don't, yeah. That was Let's just skip past that. Oh man, dang. Is there a fly in here? Yo, I hear a buzz. Oh my god, there's a freaking fly in here. Nah, hold up. I'm about to hold on. Alright. So I'm back and that wasn't a fly. I killed it. It wasn't a fly. It was a bee. There was a bee like right on top of my headset just flying around and then I tried to swing at it. Oh shoot. Oh, when I hit it and it landed, I seen the black and yellow, and I was like, oh my god, no, it's a freaking bee. You could tell it was trying to kill me too, but nah, I destroyed that boy. He ain't trying to get. Yo, oh my god, if I seen that while I was swinging at it, bro, I would be running for my life. All right, but Jesus Christ, oh man, where did I leave off? I don't even remember anymore. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so Deku was looking to his soul, and gee. All right. He looks down and sees like a hole in his chest. So like yeah, Deku just obliterated him basically, and Shigaraki coughs out blood and drops to the floor, like laying there as a lifeless shell. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure I said all my like when he came in, he seen like corpse everywhere, but yeah. Um, So everyone only looks at Deku and what he did and sees like him turning again, like facing at the destroyed wall. And All Might looks to turn, I mean, looks to see like that Deku's not looking at them, but something else. Like he's like looking past them. Shoot. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say All Might turns around to see All for One Like All For One's floating there in the air and gives off a feeling that almost rivals Deku's aura, but it's really not. Deku is miles ahead of this dude. But I'm gonna say All Might tries to say something, but gets sent back a bit by a wind pressure. And he looks to see Deku and All For One like clashing instantly. Like, yo, they did not. Like, All For One, he's angry. You got Deku being angry. It's like, oh shoot. So Deku lets out a yell as he body flickers and smashes like All For One into the ground nearly to the Earth's core. Like, yo, one punch and he went nearly to the Earth, it's like to the core. So All For One appears again and yells, saying that Deku ruined what he had planned like the entire time he was alive, and there's no way Deku will beat him. So I'm gonna say Deku glances at All Might and gives a slight nod, and All Might and Bakio, they see that as like they see that and they both understand like what he's saying. And All Might just tells the other heroes to stand down and evacuate like everyone in the local area. So I'm gonna say, yeah, All Might tells Bakio to watch. And Deku glances back to All For One, who is like changing the structure of his arms. And when All For One finishes, he launches towards Deku, yelling that this punch was meant for All Might, so there's no chance of him blocking it. Hold on, I need a. Where's my water? Gosh darn it. Okay, hold on. I got one. I got one. Okay. Never mind. I thought I didn't have one. I thought everything was going bad today. We got a series ending. We got a bee trying to kill me, and I thought I nearly lost my water. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna say yeah. So he's like, oh yeah, you can't block this. This is meant for All Might. And I'm gonna say All For One gets confused and slightly terrified as he sees that Deku is holding the fist, like that was being aimed at him, and didn't even budge. So like inside the anime was so intense with that, but Deku just said nah and just put his hand like to hold it in place. So yeah. Deku just stares at All For One after that and let out another yell, like creating a large crater in the ground with a flashing light, I'm gonna say. And after it was over, there was no sign of All For One. And All Might sensed like he was gone. Because I'm pretty sure inside the manga, like it's not a big spoiler, but One For All, it can sense All For One. So it can like sense if he's alive or like close by or and all that, but yeah, oof. But yeah, so All Might couldn't feel it anymore, and Deku starts to power down, getting tired from his quirk use, and I'm gonna say he doesn't pass out, but he just doesn't know like what's going on, and I'm gonna say no one in public seen what happened. Is that bee coming back to life? But if that bee comes back to life, yo, I'm running out of this room. Shoot, man. I'm being terrified. Alright, hmm. I'm gonna say a week goes by, and Deku wakes up in his room, like, with the entire class. Like, Aizawa, All Might, and his mom looking at him. I'm gonna say, like, he did eventually pass out, and he went inside of a coma. So Deku gives off a confused look, and then remembers everything he did. And I'm gonna say, like, after that, Deku just screams, like, grabbing his head and freaks out because he just killed everyone. Like, that's not what heroes are supposed to do, but he was never, like, really meant to be a hero. He was just meant to take down the villain. And, yeah, so Deku completed his mission, but I'm gonna say after, All Might and his mom tried to, like, calm him down, and I'm gonna say after 5 minutes, Deku finally does, and asks, like, what happened, like, afterwards, and yeah, I'm gonna say All Might told Deku that his mission is completed. And this like really gets to Deku. So Deku looks at All Might and then lets go like of a few tears. Like yo, he was meant to do that and he finally did. So It was like, yo, that's a big accomplishment. And his mom starts to hug him and tells him everything will be okay. And Deku asks like if he harmed any of them, and they all replied by saying no, and if he didn't do what he did, then they would have died. So, I'm gonna say Bakio walks up to Deku and tells him that everything worked out. So after Deku was like caught up about what happened, I'm gonna say All Might tells Deku that he needs him to come with him. And Deku already knows like what needs to be done and agrees, leaving everyone else. So they both arrive and see the higher ups. And of course, so they look at Deku and tell him to listen carefully. And I'm gonna say, hmm, they start off by telling Deku like his mission is complete and it surpassed their expectations of him killing All For One. So, you know, and his entire army, like not only did he kill All For One, but also his army that he was making. And they proceed by saying they will no longer be needing any test or experiments. And they finish off by saying even though he finished his mission, they will still give him others if they pop up. And I'm gonna say, yeah, so Deku just nods. And, he just doesn't show off any emotions. It's just a nod. And they also asked if Deku knows what his quirk is. I'm about to oof right now, but Deku gets confused about the question with them only saying one quirk, technically. And then Deku responds by saying copied ones, like, there's multiple, but the higher ups tell Deku the truth about his power. So, I'm gonna say when Deku was born, he was still quirkless, but was like, no, wait. Hmm. Mm, yeah. Okay, yeah. So he was quirkless, I'm gonna say. And but they already gave Deku the quirk because since they were looking for quirkless like kids, but like they wanted to experiment it on. So they asked like Deku asked like what it was, and they responded by saying it was a weak version, like a very 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 weak version of All For One, but modified. So Deku and All Might like they both get confused, and the higher ups explain more. Mm. But their version of All For One was like weak but had more potential. I'm gonna say it was a quirk that copied others' quirks but never stole them. So it was kind of like it would be the best like peacemaking weapon if if it were in the hands of like a good person. So Deku then asked about the experiments. I would say they responded by saying the experiments were for increasing the strength of All For One to the point it is now. And, like, with him controlling stronger quirks. So there's no need for any more, though, experience because they think they perfected it. And Deku is also told that he most likely has hundreds of quirks that he doesn't even know about. Because he's just been taking quirks that, like, he didn't even know he was taking quirks. So they proceed to talk back and forth for 30 minutes. And I'm going to say after they finish talking, they both tell. I mean, yeah, okay, they all three, like, tell both All Might and Deku to leave. And they do, and walk away finding out the truth about Deku's quirk. So, Deku basically has one for all. I mean, All For One. And a bit of time goes by, and during that time, I'm gonna say All Might decides to retire as a pro hero and as the symbol of peace. So Deku understands because there was no longer All For One, and like there was no way that it would ever come back. Like that's Deku's decision. Like he basically has All For One now because as they collided, Deku got all of his quirks, and I'm gonna say All Might then decides to give One For All to Bakio because Deku told All Might like if he's retiring to give it to him. Wait, Max. Max, he said your editing skills have improved so much. Listen, I have good editing skills, but there's no need for them inside these what ifs. So I could do better if you watch the what is that Jump Force video I did. But yeah, okay. Let me get back into it. Um, I'm gonna say yeah. So like yeah, Bakio has one for all now. And all my still questions why Deku doesn't want it, but agrees with him anyways. So Bakio gets one for all and finally is able to rival Deku. Just yeah. I mean, if all for one's supposed to rival all for one, then it just makes sense. So Bakio can use 100% without any damage because why not? And UA is also given dorms by the higher ups to move to more suitable, like to be more suitable for Deku. I don't say they acknowledged Deku's power and efficiency after he finished his final mission basically. So they offered the option to have dorms. And one day, a report comes in from the higher ups telling Deku about a situation between quirk drugs. And I mean no, Deku understands and plans with Bakio and the other heroes while they're at Night Eye's agency with Mirio. I would say yeah, they both went because All Might was like okay, go there, and I'm gonna say Deku didn't see Eri in that alley because he was already told about the mission. There wasn't really any need for him to do it, but yeah, I guess I'm gonna just say yeah, he's not there. Bakio did. No, didn't. Okay, no, he didn't. I'm really bad at this. Yeah, this Deku didn't see Eri. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. All right. Deku, Bakio, Kirishima, Froppy, and Uraraka, they're assigned to the mission with other heroes, as normal, but this time Bakio's there. And they are told that there's a suspicion of there being a human resource for the drugs. And it angered Deku, but ever since the day he killed All For One, he chose to not let his emotions slip again. And Bakio and the others make sure to calm down Deku though. And yeah, Deku's just trying to become better, so it just yeah. And which works, and Deku thanks them. The rescue plan goes as canon, but it's much faster this time with Deku and Bakio taking them 2 minutes to find Eri. And when Deku sees Eri and her scarred expression, Deku snaps, trying to control himself, but he can't. And I would say Deku decides that before he does anything else and lose control, he gets Eri while Bakio is about to fight overhaul. And Deku gets away and talks with Eri during Bakio's little. He's he's trying to stall, I'm gonna say, because Bakio knows that Deku wants this fight. So yeah, he's stalling, but he tells Eri that everything will be okay, telling himself as well. And she then starts to freak out, saying her quirk's gonna go out of control and she can't stop it, which is the same with Deku. She's basically naming off everything bad that's going on, the same as Deku. And Deku stops and already knows what to say, and he says what he's always wanted to hear when he was younger, and wanted just one of those words. And Deku uses a warm and calm voice, saying he won't let anything bad happen to her again, and uses Zawa's quirk to shrink Eri's horn. And Deku asked if it feels better, and she nods. So Deku grins at Eri and puts his hand on her head. Just one of those little cute things from anime, because those things are adorable. But Yeah, Deku senses that the others arrived, and Deku tells everyone to watch over Eri real quick. So they say okay, and Deku goes to Bakugo, and Bakugo was like yelling at Chisaki, yeah, about using Eri when Deku showed up. I'm gonna say Deku appears besides Bakugo with like green and green bluish aura, like still at 100% and powers down. I'm gonna say Bakugo. Wait, hmm? Yeah, let me just continue. Bakugo then charges up, and has orange aura around him. I'm gonna say Deku remembers Eri's face before they came to help her. Wait, is Deku powered down? No, he's not. I don't think he is. And Bakugo sees that Deku's eyes went completely white, and he knew there was no going back. So Chisaki, he charges towards them, and oh my, I can't focus. He charges towards them with his meat armor. What is it? Yeah, what is the armor that Chisaki uses? I kind of don't remember, but Deku and Bakugo, like they both body flicker, creating shockwaves, destroying the area, and they appear behind him and do a Detroit Smash together because why not? In honor of All Might, they do it. So, it creates a hole in Shisaki's armor, and before he can like regenerate, Deku throws down a thunder strike on him because he's a god. And overhaul, he tries to get up, but Bakio sends like off an abandoned building covered in molten lava towards him. And when both their attacks landed on him, Overhaul was unconscious, but he woke up. He woke up and got angrier, regenerating himself. But Deku appears in front of him and looks down at him, stopping his quirk with Aizawa's quirk. And you know, I'm gonna say Shisaki like screams since he isn't fully healed yet, and Deku lets him scream and uses Aries quirk that he obtained like in that moment to make Chisaki back to what he was like before he transformed. Shoot, I ate some hot chips before this, and it was amazing. Yeah. Chisaki is about to pass out, but Deku splashes water on his face, waking him up. And Deku tells Chisaki, like, asking why did he use an unconscious girl, an innocent little girl. I'm stupid, but Shisaki struggles, saying he doesn't care about her and would do anything to make his goals come true. And Deku fires out. Deku's fire on his eyes grow bigger, and Deku tells him that he lost and there's no point in fighting back. So Shisaki says it isn't over, but then Deku knocks him out with like I didn't look. Yeah, like he knocks him out, and like but then he looks sad afterwards, and Deku then kneels down to obtain his quirk, and Bakugo appears next to Deku and asks like him if he got all of his anger out in a serious tone. And Deku says like that he controlled his emotions this time and didn't kill him. So, saying that he's gotten better with them. And Deku continues by saying as long as he keeps Eri protected at all times, he should never kill anyone again, and tries his best to keep his emotions in check since All for One. And Mario nods, saying that things have changed since middle school, and Deku agrees, and the mission is complete. Ane doesn't die, and Mirio doesn't lose his quirk, but honestly, who cares about Mirio though? Like, legit. I feel like Nile was more important than Mirio, but I don't know. They rushed him, and then I couldn't get attached to him, so yeah. I don't know. He seems like a more cocky All Might as well, and just I don't know. But again, no one talks about what happened or ever mentions about Shisaki. And later, the higher ups tell Deku to keep an eye on Eri as his new and hopefully final mission. And Deku bows and thanks the higher ups. Deku was planning on asking them if he could, and everyone goes back to school. And when the day was over, I'm gonna say Deku walks into the dorms to see Eri watching cartoons on TV. And Deku sits down next to her, and she gets happy, talking to him about the cartoon she's watching. Like Eri's very attached to Deku. I'm gonna say like she sees Deku as like an older brother, but yeah. So everyone knows that Deku is like meant to keep an eye on Eri and train her as well, but they all see Deku like trying to be a big brother to her or like a role model. So the rest of the class they walk in, sitting on the other couches, talking to each other, and Deku now finally feels like he's at peace with himself. Like he has friends, he has a rival that can actually put a decent fight. Like, make sure that Eri doesn't feel the same pain that he felt, and that he never kills or loses to his emotions again. And I think I'm gonna leave it off there. You know, I don't see like there's no need for another part, and this is probably the best ending I can give Deku, but maybe it's not the best, and it honestly feels like really rushed, but I just don't see a need for it to continue. So the main villains are dead. Okay, like literally everyone's dead from like the actual canon storyline. Like even today, they're still like really massive. And Deku alone can like just save the world, so it just makes sense. And yeah, so if anyone doesn't like the ending though, I'm gonna say you're allowed to retcon like a part you didn't like and continue it from there. Like, this is over, so what's the point? But yeah, if you guys liked it, let me know. If you guys didn't like it, let me know why. And that bee is still annoying. He's gonna haunt me in my sleep, bro. Sorry, God, bro. But nah. Yeah. So let me get on with my outro. If you guys enjoyed this, no, wait. If you okay, I hope you see you guys in the next one. I know you guys have a good one. Remember, don't be Nita, and peace out. There you go. Okay.